Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to UMBC's Graduate School Commencement exercises, which will begin in just a few minutes. First, let me share a few details with you. During the ceremony, please do not leave your seats to take photographs or videos. Aisles must remain clear at all times, and guests are not allowed on the main floor. Parents, for safety reasons, please do not allow children to climb on the railings. Please keep children in their seats. In the event of an emergency, please note the emergency exits located throughout the building. Emergency medical services are available at the rear of the lower level. Out of courtesy to our graduates and guests, we ask that you please turn off your cell phones and other electronic devices. And please remain in the arena until the end of the ceremony. Now, please turn your attention to the far end of the RAC arena, where the commencement procession will enter. The Graduate School is led by the Graduate School Marshal, Dr. Jeffrey Halverson, Associate Dean of the Graduate School and Professor in Geography and Environmental Systems, and Ms. Alexandra St. Pei, graduating today with a PhD in Geography and Environmental Systems, and who is carrying the Graduate School banner. The procession of graduate students is led by the Students' Marshal, Dr. Michelle Scott, the 2015 to 2018 Presidential Teaching Professor and Associate Professor in the Department of History. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as the faculty and staff and the platform party enter the arena. The faculty and staff procession is led by the faculty marshal, Dr. Tim Finan, the 2012 to 2015 Presidential Research Professor, and the Willard and Lillian Hackerman Chair in Engineering. He is joined by Staff Marshal Ms. Cheryl Johnson, the 2012 recipient of the Presidential Distinguished Staff Award for Non-Exempt Staff and Grants Specialist in the Office of Contract and Grant Accounting. The platform party is led by the Grand Marshal, Dr. Ganesh Koru, Vice President of the Faculty Senate and Associate Professor of Information Systems. The Grand Marshal carries the University Mace, a symbol of presidential authority. Used only on formal academic occasions, it is carried in the procession immediately before the President. UMBC's mace was commissioned by the Alumni Association for UMBC's 20th anniversary in 1986.
The 69th commencement exercises of the University of Maryland, Baltimore County will now be in order. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for our national anthem, sung today by Ms. Isabella Umberger, a senior vocal performance major who last summer sang the role of Madame Pompous in the Little Patuxent Opera Institute's production of Too Many Sopranos. Gentlemen, please remove your hats or caps during the anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce the Vice Provost and Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Janet Rutledge.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. President Hrabowski and distinguished guests. First, I would like to recognize our soloist, Ms. Isabella Umberger. Thank you, Isabella, for a lovely rendition. Today we gather in a time-honored tradition shared across the world in saluting the attainment of standards of the advanced graduate study. This ceremonial tradition of the conferral of the master's and doctoral degrees is one that provides a universal currency, signifying the highest standard of achievement in the disciplines, subjects, and professions sponsored by UMBC. This is one of life's happiest and most significant milestones for each of today's graduates. It is a milestone not only for those earning the degrees, but for all of us here today. For the graduates seated in front of me, it signifies the completion of your master's or doctoral degree and the acceptance of new and ever more challenging horizons. For the faculty and staff, the event serves as a capstone for all they have shared with you and brings special joy at seeing your personal success. And for the many families and friends here today, it is a moment in which we can all share, acknowledging the recognition that you, our soon-to-be graduates, so richly deserve. For me and many others, it is a special moment during which we can witness the fruits of the many labors in our community and take pride in the remarkable work that takes place here at UMBC. During the ceremony, those of you receiving degrees will transition from being students to being alumni. Whatever career pathway you choose, you represent the very best of the future. You have embarked on one of the most important journeys of your lives, and we are all very, very proud of you. The degree earned from UMBC reflects significant achievement, often involving substantial personal sacrifice and struggle. For the pursuit of new knowledge and understanding involves growth and change. As we pay tribute to you today, we recognize, too, those who have supported you during your studies at UMBC. We know how much support your families, and friends have provided throughout this experience. We come together also to acknowledge the faculty and staff who have encouraged, mentored, and helped you achieve your very best at UMBC. By honoring you, our graduates, we pay tribute to their artful craft of leading you to this day. Please give all of those who have supported you during these important years a round of applause. I want to share with you a famous quote from Nelson Mandela. It says, "I have discovered the secret that after climbing a great hill, one finds that there are many more hills to climb." This quote has taken on many meanings over the years. On this day, we salute all that you've achieved, and to paraphrase Mandela from later in the quote, we encourage you to steal a view of the glorious vista that surrounds you on top of this great hill, and to look back at the distance you have come to arrive at this day. And like Mandela at that time, you have many more hills to climb. For today, we also celebrate the commencement of all you have yet to achieve. Congratulations from all of us. Before we move into the program for today, let me first briefly acknowledge some of the people on the platform. Joining us are the deans of our colleges and schools, members of our President's Council, presidents of the campus senates, and presidential award recipients. Also joining us today is Dr. Scott Bass, provost at the American University. Dr. Bass served as vice president for research and dean of the graduate school at UMBC from 1996 to 2008. We are pleased to welcome him back home to help commemorate the conferral of the PhD in chemistry to his daughter-in-law, Sarah Bass. And it is also a very special moment for me because Scott has been one of my true mentors and friends. Now I am delighted to welcome to the podium Ms. Katrina Dennis, a member of the University System of Maryland Board of Regents. We are pleased that Regent Dennis is here with us today. She will deliver greetings on behalf of all of her colleagues on the board. Regent Dennis.
Good morning. I'm delighted to join you and extend best wishes from the University System of Maryland Board of Regents on this tremendous day. It is an honor to share this occasion with your President, Freeman Hrabowski. Freeman, your vision, insight, and boundless energy and enthusiasm continue to lift UMBC to new heights of excellence and national acclaim. I thank you for your tremendous leadership that you continue to provide to this wonderful institution. Most importantly, it is an honor to be here today to recognize and congratulate you, the graduate degree candidates we honor here today. What you have accomplished has taken hard work, persistence, and dedication. Congratulations. Pursuing an education is a formidable challenge, no matter what the circumstances. Many of you have had the added challenge of pursuing this degree while also balancing a career or a family or both. That is truly an amazing feat, and today we celebrate the completion of your journey. Once again, congratulations to all of you, and know that the entire University System of Maryland family wishes you all the best in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Regent Dennis, for those very thoughtful remarks. Now I would like to introduce Mr. Roy Prouty, President of the Graduate Student Association. Mr. Prouty has a Master of Science in Atmospheric Physics from UMBC and is working on his MS in Computer Science. Roy?
So I think we're at 3 so far, so here's to 4. Good morning, everyone. It is an honor to have been given the opportunity to keep all of you from your diplomas for another 3 minutes. But really, it is great to be able to address you all some of the latest and last additions to the UMBC class of 2017. For many of you, today is the culmination of many years of hard work, and now you are off into the world. But for many others, this is a big step in the right direction as you continue your hard work and excel here at UMBC. But for all of you, today is a day where you can just sit back and breathe, but not for too long. There's work to be done. I know the last thing anyone wants to hear about today is more homework or another group project, but hear me out. We're all college graduates here, or at least related to one, and so I don't have to sort of belabor this. Today's society, if nothing else, is one where decisions, both good and bad, can be made at lightning speed. Do I share this post? Do I send this snap? Do I tweet this tweet? Do I cast this vote? In this age of information, how do we combat the idea that not all information is created equal? Well, the documents you're about to receive represent mastery, expertise. So I task you with this: communicate, advocate, and enrich. Do your best to convey the impact of your work. Communicate with your peers and novices alike. Spark interest in others. Bring your field into the spotlight. Advocate for your work and for your passions. And above all, and to the best of your ability, aim to enrich the lives and experiences of those around you. All in all, do good things. On behalf of the GSA and all graduate students here at UMBC, please know that we are proud of you and how far that you've gotten. But because success is never final, know that we are even more excited to see each of you push forward on the path ahead as you continue to make big breakthroughs, forge new partnerships, and transform lives. Thank you, and congratulations, and may the force be with you.
Thank you, Roy. Yesterday, I discovered that Roy was an even bigger Star Wars fan than I am, and we had an interesting debate over the latest film. So thank you, Roy. We appreciate all that the GSA does for our graduate students, and I am proud to announce that 2 former GSA presidents are receiving their PhD degrees today: Doa Rashed in Language Literacy and Culture, and Dan Miller in Atmospheric Physics. You are both amazing scholars and leaders. Good luck to both of you. And now I am pleased to introduce UMBC's Provost and Senior Vice President, Dr. Philip Rouse, who serves as our Chief Academic Officer. Dr. Rouse joined UMBC in 1990. He is a professor in our Department of Physics and has also served as Dean of the College of Natural and Mathematical Sciences. Dr. Rouse?
Well, good morning, everybody. On behalf of the scholarly community we call our UMBC, I want to extend my congratulations to all of our graduates today. Of course, we had very high expectations when we welcomed you as a member of the UMBC community. Those expectations were based on your promise as scholars, and today we celebrate your fulfillment of that promise. The ceremony reminds me of the words of G.K. Chesterton, and those are: education is simply the soul of a society as it passes from one generation to another. So today we acknowledge not only your accomplishment, but also, in some sense, the passing of the torch from one generation to another. And today you will join our community of UMBC alumni who dedicate their lives to making a difference by advancing our understanding of our own humanity, our democracy, and the natural world that surrounds us. Your achievement represents not just your academic accomplishments, but the friendships you formed, the faculty that nurtured you, and the family and friends who supported you and helped you arrive here today. So I hope you will see your achievement as emerging from within the context of a community that knows you and cares about you. And so as you look to the future, I believe that your fulfillment will derive from making the most of whatever talents have been bestowed upon each of you. And it lies in extending to the farthest limits the resources of both your mind and your heart. So in conclusion, I would like to leave you with my final salutation. And this is it. May you enjoy a life rich in the knowledge that each day your work and in your relationships you have truly made a difference. Congratulations.
Thank you, Philip, for your inspiring words. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce the president of UMBC, Dr. Freeman Hrabowski. Having served as our president for 25 years, Dr. Hrabowski has brought tremendous energy, vision, and leadership to this institution. He has helped connect the university with individuals, companies, foundations, and agencies that have brought new resources to build and sustain distinctive programs in both undergraduate and graduate education and research. Dr. Hrabowski.
Somehow I was just thinking that about 25 years from now, that baby I hear is going to be sitting down here, wherever the parents are. Give the baby a round of applause, wherever that baby. Good morning. Bonjour. We're delighted that you're here today. This is a special ceremony, and we are especially delighted, graduates, that your family members and friends. Everyone has said it before, but as you know, the older we get, the more we realize nothing in our lives is more important than our family members and our friends. And so I'm going to ask all the family members and friends of the graduates to stand so we can applaud you and thank you for what you've done. To our graduates, this is your day. If you can hear me in the back, wave your hands. Graduates, let me see you. Good. Very good. Very good. This is the last time ever that we will have a commencement in this facility. Give the facility a round of applause. Graduates, you'll hear this in different ways today. This is a very small and intimate ceremony. You may not know it, but only about 9% of Americans hold master's degrees, under 10%. And under 2% hold doctorates. Give yourselves a hand for coming into another category of people. And so I challenge you today to take a moment and just savor it. Savor this moment and think about the hard work, the determination, the times when you may have thought about giving up, the people who supported you. My predecessor, Michael Hooker, the late Michael Hooker, always told a pizza story, and I want to tell this in this very intimate setting. He always said that the food he loved most was pizza. And he said the point about that eating of the pizza was he would be eating one piece and he'd already be thinking about the second piece. I mean, literally while he was eating, he was looking at that second piece to make sure nobody got it, right? And one day he finally realized he hadn't taken the time to enjoy the first piece because he was already on to the next. And there is my point to you. Already you're thinking about next steps. In some cases, you are moving on to other jobs. In other cases, you may be going to the faculty. Others will be continuing on to doctoral programs, postdoc programs. Some of you already are working, and it's the idea of promotion as things occur. But take a moment and enjoy this time. Some of the people who were really helpful to you, beyond your families and friends, were faculty and staff. Let me ask the faculty and staff to stand. Would you give them a round of applause? I believe I have a colleague in the room who is the former president of the University of Maryland Biotechnology Institute. Her son is graduating today. Jenny Hunter Severa. Where are you, Dr. Hunter Severa? Would you stand wherever you are? It's good to have you. Now provost right now at Mount St. Mary's. Delighted you're here. And John, delighted that you're here for sure. A dear friend. Let me ask the graduates who are either veterans or in the intelligence community to stand, and any veterans in the audience, please stand. Let's give them a round of applause for what they do for our country. It's very nice. Very nice. We appreciate what you do. We appreciate what you do. We've got people from so many different kinds of backgrounds, but some of you know I'm always saying that teachers touch eternity through their students. I'm going to ask anybody who's planning to teach our children, please stand. In the audience and our graduates who are going to be teachers, give them a round of applause. And any teachers in the audience, yes. We need to give that respect to our teachers. So important. Very, very important. And if we have any graduates who are either staff members who've been working here while going to school or who have family members who are faculty and staff, just stand. Graduates who have either been working, interview now, you're going to appreciate this. If they're not those, how many, all those, give a round of applause for working here, all right? Now, this is an interesting one. How many of the graduates have been working while going to school? Stand up and feel good about the fact that that is all very, very special. At this point, I want to recognize Mr. John Becker, president of the UMBC Alumni Association, representing over 70,000 alumni worldwide. He graduated from UMBC in 2001 with a bachelor's in information systems, and he now has his own company, Scalable Technologies. We are very proud of him. Give him a round of applause, would you? John. He will be handing out a mementos to all of you today because you are always a part of UMBC. Dr. Rutledge.
And now the moment that you've been waiting for. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy please rise? Dr. Rabowski.
Dr. Rutledge.
Dr. Rabowski, I have the honor to present the candidates recommended by the faculty of the University of Maryland Graduate School, Baltimore, for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy, the highest earned degree which any university has the power to confer.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority of the state of Maryland given to the Chancellor of the University System of Maryland and the Board of Regents, and by them entrusted to me, I hereby admit you to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, which you have earned during the course of your studies at UMBC in the University of Maryland Graduate School, Baltimore. In token whereof, you shall be given a diploma with all of the honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining.
Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy please proceed with their mentors to the platform? Please be seated until your row is called by the commencement volunteers.
And as Roy said, may the force be with you.
Jennifer Howard During, whose mentors are Dr. Robert Rubenstein and Dr. Leslie Morgan, being hooded by her co-mentor, Dr. Leslie Morgan. Dr. Howard During investigated the subjective experiences of aging adults with lifelong disabilities in relation to policies to improve life and extend rights for Americans with disabilities. Findings demonstrated that participants believed policies were more effective for societal change than for influencing their personal identities. Dr. Howard During consults on government research at RTI. Jessica Floyd, being hooded by her mentors, Dr. Amy Freud and Dr. Christine Mallinson. Dr. Floyd's interdisciplinary project analyzed 19th century Anglo-American sea shanties. Drawing upon history, queer theory, and literary analysis, she explored how bawdy narratives functioned as bonding mechanisms for sailors during the great age of sail. Dr. Floyd is currently an assistant professor and coordinator in the English department at the Community College of Baltimore in Essex. Doa Rashed, being hooded by her mentors, Dr. Susan Blunk and Dr. Christopher Rakes. Dr. Rashed used structural equation modeling and thematic analysis to determine relationships between factors influencing ESL teacher professional identity. Her study received the Achilles Harper Swenson Emerging Researcher Award from the CREATE Research and Assessment Consortium. She is currently extending this research as a visiting lecturer at UMBC. Alexandra St. Pei, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Jeffrey Halverson. Dr. St. Pei utilized the Doppler wind light detection and ranging technology to develop innovative methods to reduce uncertainty in wind resource characterization and develop more efficient wind farms. She is working as a senior wind analyst at EON Climate and Renewables in Austin, Texas. Elizabeth Thompson, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Jason Schiffman. Dr. Thompson's research focused on understanding and identifying early signs of psychosis. For her dissertation, Dr. Thompson established and evaluated a psychosis risk screening and assessment service for university counseling centers. Dr. Thompson is currently continuing her research on early psychosis as a postdoctoral fellow at Brown University. Camille Wilson, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Jason Schiffman. Dr. Wilson provided preliminary evidence for the utility of a structured interview assessing psychosis risk among adolescents diagnosed with autism spectrum disorders, a population often misunderstood in terms of psychotic experiences. She is completing a postdoctoral fellowship in pediatric neuropsychology at Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. Kevin Byer, whose mentor is Dr. Dennis Coates, being hooded by Dr. Nancy Miller. Dr. Byer examined the effects of various tax credits from the 2009 federal stimulus package on different types of consumption spending and across different types of households. Dr. Byer is currently an economist at the research firm Westat, researching various federal food programs and their effects on spending and wages. Deborah Crandall, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Nancy Miller. Dr. Crandall examined the impact of the federal meaningful use health information technology requirements on small, independent primary care practices in Maryland. Her findings in areas such as quality of care have important policy implications for Medicare physician payment reform. Dr. Crandall continues to work in health regulatory law and plans to continue research in public policy areas. Nadia Dolgachev, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. George Lanou. Dr. Dolgachev, who holds dual Bulgarian and American citizenship, researched the education decentralization model implemented in Bulgaria under the guidance of the World Bank. Dr. Dolgachev is currently working as a policy analyst for the Maryland state government. John Olszewski, Jr., being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Roy Myers. Dr. Olszewski used survey and interview data to examine evidence utilization by state policymakers, focusing on a benefit-cost program known as Results First. Dr. Olszewski, candidate for Baltimore County Executive, seeks to apply the lessons of his research in practice. Lucas Horn, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Suzanne Ostrand Rosenberg. Dr. Horn developed 2 novel cancer immune therapeutic drugs and tested their function and preclinical ability to prevent tumor-mediated immune suppression, and identified the mechanisms by which the drugs activate anti-tumor immunity. Dr. Horn is continuing to develop immune-based anti-cancer therapies as a postdoctoral fellow at the National Cancer Institute of the National Institutes of Health. Sarah Kesey, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. David Eisenman. Dr. Kesey developed experimental and computational methods to model large-scale protein interaction networks of pathogenic bacteria and identified unique mechanisms that contribute to virulence and antibiotic tolerance. She plans to continue her research at the U.S. Army Medical Research Institute of Infectious Diseases as a postdoctoral fellow. Jia Lu, being hooded by her mentors, Dr. Jeff Leipz and Dr. Matthew Buffington. Dr. Lu investigated geographic and temporal variation in community compositions of North American Drosophila species and their parasitoids. She is currently expanding her research as a postdoctoral researcher at the Czech Academy of Sciences. Cassandra Nelson, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Jeffrey G. Gardner. Dr. Nelson used a combination of microbial genetics and physiology, high-performance anion chromatography, and transcriptomics to determine the physiological role of the glycoside hydrolyzed family 3 enzymes in the bacterium Salvibrio japonicus. Dr. Nelson is continuing her research as a postdoctoral fellow at the University of Maryland School of Pharmacy. Mohammed Shams-Uzzaman, whose mentor is Dr. Lasse Lindell, being hooded by Dr. Philip Faribaugh. Dr. Shams-Uzzaman has used confocal microscopy and messenger RNA quantitation in the model organism yeast to determine the global gene regulation during cellular stress. His results will contribute to the understanding of several congenital human diseases. He is currently a fellow of the Food and Drug Administration and the National Institutes of Health. Christy Gaines, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Michael Summers. Dr. Gaines's research focused on understanding how proteins of the human immunodeficiency virus get to sites inside infected cells where they assemble to form new viruses. She is now applying for internships and plans to pursue a career in science policy. Nicole Carbonaro, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Ian Thorpe. Dr. Carbonaro developed a novel computational method to identify components of metabolic networks that maintain stability. This method was applied to glycolysis in yeast and microalgal lipid production. The approach can guide experiments designed to modify such networks. Dr. Carbonaro is pursuing a career in numerical modeling. Sarah Bass, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. William LaCourse. Dr. Bass used in vitro microdialysis sampling for the quantitative assessment of mannan-degrading enzymes in carbohydrate-based bioprocesses. Dr. Bass is currently sharing her passion for chemistry and teaching as a chemistry lecturer for UMBC. William Cunning, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. William LaCourse. Dr. Cunning used pulsed electrochemical detection to lay the groundwork for a copper sensing platform that can be used in aquaria in the treatment of sick animals. Dr. Cunning is currently a visiting assistant professor at Notre Dame of Maryland University. DeLauren McCauley, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. William LaCourse. Dr. Macaulay developed a sensitive and automated method for off-flavor compounds in marine waters using gas chromatography coupled to mass spectrometry. Dr. Macaulay has accepted a postdoctoral fellowship at the Army Medical Research Institute for Chemical Defense. Danielle Schmidt, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Sung On On. Dr. Schmidt used single-cell fluorescence microscopy and biochemical techniques to understand how metabolic enzymes are organized into a complex to regulate metabolic flux in cancer cells. As a postdoctoral scholar, she will gain expertise in studying signaling pathways in neuronal and cancer cells at the University of California, San Diego. Preston Donovan, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Muruhan Rathanam. Dr. Donovan's research in stochastic processes used homogenization theory to predict the macroscale behavior of the random motion of a particle in obstructed environments. This research helps understand solute diffusion in polymer gels. Dr. Donovan, who worked part-time at T. Rowe Price while pursuing his degree, will continue there as a full-time quantitative analyst. Sai Kumar Papuri, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Nagaraj Nirchal. Dr. Papuri developed statistical methods to predict measurements with structural zeros, such as rainfall, where the zeros correspond to dry days. Dr. Papuri will soon join the forecasting group at the Walmart Labs as a data scientist. Erin Balsamo, being hooded by her mentor, Dr. Michael Hayden. Dr. Balsamo characterized and simulated novel X-ray optics for studying neutron stars from the International Space Station using the Neutron Star Interior Composition Explorer. She is now pursuing a career in software engineering, doing radio frequency signal analysis for the startup technology company, Digital Global Systems. Paul Berkins, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Anthony M. Johnson. Dr. Berkins designed a thermally managed Z-scan technique to measure ultra-fast nonlinearities in novel nanoscale materials such as graphene oxide and atomic layer deposition films. In addition, he explored the inactivation of norovirus using pulsed laser excitation. He teaches differential equations at Hartford Community College while pursuing postdoc opportunities at the Army Research Laboratory. Daniel Miller, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Zhubao Zhang. Dr. Miller developed and implemented a cloud remote sensing simulator to study how spatial inhomogeneity of clouds impacts inferred liquid cloud properties from satellite observations of reflected light. He is currently extending his studies to airborne observations of clouds and aerosols as a postdoctoral fellow at the NASA Goddard Space Flight Center. Ali Jafari, whose mentor is Dr. Tanush Mohsinin, being hooded by Dr. E.F. Charles LaBerge. Dr. Jafari developed a scalable and low-powered deep neural network hardware to classify multimodal data in embedded real-time systems. Dr. Jafari is currently working as an electronics and FPGA designer and an instructor at ASM Educational Center in Maryland. Prajit Das, being hooded by his mentors, Dr. Anupam Joshi and Dr. Tim Finan. Dr. Das created a semi-automated approach to capturing a user's personalized, fine-grained, context-dependent privacy and security policies on mobile phones. These policies were then executed to protect user data on a custom-built Android operating system. Dr. Das continues to work in the cybersecurity domain as part of Cisco Systems Incorporated. Jennifer Sleeman, being hooded by her mentors, Dr. Tim Finan and Dr. Milton Halem. Dr. Sleeman developed algorithms to model how scientific domains evolve and predict future trends by analyzing text from articles and reports. She applied this to 30 years of Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change reports and the 150,000 articles they cite. She is continuing her research as a visiting assistant professor at UMBC. Naveed Galpayigoni, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Milton Halem. Dr. Galpayigoni developed revolutionary changes to traditional file system storage to enable it to actively perform direct on-disk computation, avoiding delays in bringing data to the cloud. He currently is employed and expanding this project at the NASA Goddard Space Flight Center. Brian Wilkinson, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Tim Oates. Dr. Wilkinson developed methods that use large text corpora to identify adjectives that modify the same property but to different degrees, such as large and gigantic, and produce 2 gold standard data sets. His work impacts traditional linguistics and natural language processing. He has an appointment as a visiting assistant professor at UMBC. Go Hao Zong, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Jian Chen. Dr. Zong studied why and how visualization worked for brain scientists to understand complex functional and structural brain connectivities. His meta-analysis visualization tool is now used by scientists worldwide for comparing thousands of brains to study disease biomarkers for the first time. Dr. Zong will be a research scientist at Facebook. Mark Bolstad, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Mark Alano. Dr. Bolstad investigated using large-scale parallel computing to accelerate 3D graphics rendering. This is important both to improve the speed and to allow far larger data sets than can be handled by a single computer. Dr. Bolstad works on virtual reality for neuroscience research at the Howard Hughes Medical Institute. Patrick Carrington, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Amy Hurst. Dr. Carrington's research designated a new research space within accessible computing called Chairables. He is among the first to consider how to design mobile and wearable technologies, including fitness devices, for wheelchair users. Dr. Carrington is currently extending this research as a postdoctoral fellow at Carnegie Mellon University. John Hebler, being hooded by his mentors, Dr. Lina Zhao and Dr. Victoria Yoon. Dr. Hebler developed a method using the semantic web and statistical analysis that enables the rapid evaluation and incremental integration of heterogeneous big data databases to aid business decisions. Dr. Hebler is currently extending this research for Lockheed Martin as a principal engineer. Ibrahim Touré, being hooded by his mentor, Dr. Arya Gangopadhyay. Dr. Touré developed a novel risk model and applied it to big data collected from multiple sources to predict terrorism-related incidents. He plans to extend these studies to cyber attacks. Dr. Touré is currently working at CoStar Group in California as a software engineer. Wing Fan Sui, whose mentor is Dr. Wei Dong Zhu, being hooded by Dr. Tim Topolesky. Dr. Su conducted research on structural dynamics and its application to damage detection. He developed new modal analysis methods to accurately and efficiently estimate modal parameters of structures. He He also developed robust structural damage detection methods. Dr. Su is currently a tenure-track assistant professor at the University of Cincinnati. Will the candidates for the master's degree please rise? Dr. Rabowski.
Dr. Rutledge.
Dr. Rabowski, I now have the honor to present the candidates recommended by the faculty of the University of Maryland Graduate School, Baltimore, for the degrees Master of Arts, Master of Public Policy, Master of Professional Studies, and Master of Science.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority of the state of Maryland, given to the Chancellor of the University System of Maryland and the Board of Regents, and by them to me, I hereby admit you to the master's degree which you have earned during the course of your studies at UMBC in the University of Maryland Graduate School, Baltimore. In token whereof, you shall be given a diploma with all of the honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining.
Thank you, and please be seated. Under the direction of commencement volunteers, will the master's degree candidates please proceed to receive their diplomas? Dr. Jeffrey Halverson, Associate Dean of the Graduate School, will read the names of the Master of Arts, Master of Public Policy, Master of Professional Studies, and Master of Science degree candidates.
Good morning. In the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in the Department of Economics and in the program of Economic Policy Analysis, William Alexander Perry. In the Department of Education, in the program of Education, MAE, Betsy Raytick. Justin W. Leonard. Jana Levin. Lauren Thomas Getz. Dorette Gamble Bennett. Nicole Marie Ziegler. Tiffany Lee McKenzie. Allison Krauk. Paul Lee. Edward Paul White. Jennifer Lee Forrest. George Daniel Wood, Jr. Stephen D. Artis. Alexandra Nicole Bowler. Andrew G.M. Bunker. Zachary Polacker. Kimberly Ann Kalicki. Amanda Renee Swindell. Katie M. Harrison. In the program of Instructional Systems Development, Dana Schwartz Mayron. Jane Davis Jump. Beth Ann Montgomery Smith. John Dewey Jerome Jr. Jonathan Lee Rottenberg. Marie Brandon de Guzman. In the program of teaching, Allison Whitmore. In the program of teaching English for speakers of other languages, Jacob Thomas Wines. Dinesh Christopher Pereira. Paola Castillo Pella. Nicole Sari Belcastro Shaver. Takaki Honsei. Ashley Nicole Thomas. Aquilina Petrudis. In the Department of History, in the program of Historical Studies, LaQuanda M. Walters Cooper. Molly Ricks. Heidi Elizabeth Carbow. Stephanie Mija Smith. Sherry Lynn Ryan. In the Department of Modern Languages, Linguistics, and Intercultural Communication, and in the program of Intercultural Communication, Mark Von Harrington. In the Department of Psychology, in the program of Human Services Psychology, Emily Steiner. In the Department of Sociology, Anthropology, Health, Administration and Policy, and in the program of Applied Sociology, Jocelyn Brittany May Ehrig. Emily Frizzell White. Thomas Owens Cole. Tess Hines. Jonathan Alexander Hunter Severa. Master of Public Policy in the School of Public Policy and in the program of Public Policy, Joshua Andrew Hastings. Matthew Fox. In the Department of Geography and Environmental Systems and in the program of Geographic Information Systems, Anna Malik. Candidates for the degree of Master in Professional Studies in the Department of Psychology and in the program of Industrial and Organizational Psychology, Cassandra E. Onella. Amanda G. Hoffman. Brian Kyle Dennis. Melissa Pearson. Jaleesa Monroe. Michelle A. Castellanos. Kipchumba R. Sumbe Couture. Kelly Grandy Freeman. Amina Alam Neville. In the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, candidates for the degree of Master of Science in the Department of Emergency Health Services and in the program of Emergency Health Services, Eleanor Jane Lagola. Marshall J. Washik. The Erickson School, candidates for the degree of Master of Arts and in the program of Management of Aging Services, Georgia Lee Monroe. Cynthia Edith Garner. Donna Lee Poole. In the College of Natural and Mathematical Sciences, candidates for the degree of Master of Science, candidates for the degree of Master in Professional Studies in the Department of Biological Sciences in the program of Biotechnology, Natasha Alexandria Wedderburn. Kimberly T. White. In the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry in the program of Biochemistry, Julie Marie Nyman. College of Engineering and Information Technology, candidates for the degree of Master of Science in the Department of Chemical, Biochemical, and Environmental Engineering, and in the program of Chemical and Biochemical Engineering, Zachary John Brassel. In the Department of Computer Science and Electrical Engineering, and in the program of Computer Engineering, Ankit Bunadas Bangane. In the program of Computer Science, Abhishek Abhishek. Vijit Singh. Kenneth Owen Truex. In the program of Engineering Management, Islam Ayman Marir. Mohammed Hussain. Sheriff Mohammed El-Sifti. In the program of Systems Engineering, Marisha Dominique Jaworski. Arshia Awan. Emily Camille Hudgens. Alyssa Voltz Liebert. Michael Allen Liebert Jr. Michael Philip Devan. Enoch Oladepupo Adoragembimi Ufioi. In the Department of Information Systems, in the program of Information Systems, Kareem Branch. Mayan Okon Hansen Akpan. Michael D. Johnson. Martin Alfonso Boki. Casey Brandon Cook. An H. Tran. Benjamin Doan. Tin Mong Lat. Emmanuel K. Achang. Jonathan Tedessa. Rodrigo A. Castro Languidi. Sai Caritha Batula. M.D. Anamo Hassan. Haman Abdul Rahman Al-Salah. Hussein Ali Ahmed Hazazi. Siddhi Sachin Sneha Pise. Mosamat I. Jahan. Dagnachu Fakadu Kabede. Namdi Wanko. Carolyn E. Brunschweiler. Brian Robert Stoner. Teresa Arawole. Mark Berzinski. Zooming Zhu. In the College of Engineering, Management and Information Technology, in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, and in the Program of Mechanical Engineering, Sachet Kunwar. Curtis John Bolter. Bridget E. Chambers. Candidates for the degree of Master in Professional Studies in the Department of Computer Science and Electrical Engineering and the Program of Cybersecurity, Carrie M. Second. Brian D. Galushka. Dan L. Leonard, Jr. Philip James Corrigan. Tom Odiambo Alal. Tina Susan Jose. Sindhu Priya Dharam. Ashana Binder. Saraksha Shukla. Richard C. Sanderson. Nassim Zitoun. Rachel Eileen Adolphus. Chemi Obidike C. Duke Iwa. Orain S. Chambers. Lauren Nicole Parker. In the Department of Information Systems and the Program of Health Information Technology, Laura Margaret Humber. Nancy Korubo Anwanga. McDonald Fornishi. Eric Young Lim. Uwazalma Ibokwenu Obumba Dugu. Melanie Marie Morales. Victoria O. Iwanusi. Tisha J. Sidnor. Tedessa Wanwasan.
This is our last moment in this ceremony for you graduates to again appreciate all that you've been through to get to this point. I said earlier that we hope all of you will use your education to improve the lives of others. And one way you do that is by being engaged citizens. Supreme Court Justice Louis Brandeis once said that the most important office in the nation was that of private citizen. Recently, the head of Phi Beta Kappa said that there were 3 critical skills that each person should learn to execute. First, the private citizen must be able to turn raw information into knowledge. Developing that ability is a fundamental purpose of a solid education, a liberal education. Second, that a private citizen must be able to evaluate arguments. Just as statements of fact must be proven, not merely asserted. Arguments must be rational and logical and not simply propounded. And finally, he said, a private citizen must be able to engage in reasoned debate with others, that citizens should be able to present their rational claims based on provable truths, and then to listen thoughtfully to those who may have different points of view. Give me a round of applause for listening to other points of view. We need this kind of engaged citizens among all of you now more than ever. It has been my tradition to quote the words of our first president, Alvin Kuhn, who said to the graduating class of 1970 that if you bring to the future the same personal qualities and personal commitments you brought to this campus, good and important things will happen to each of you, and the university will be proud to have played a part in your lives. And finally, I leave you with this thought. Be confident, knowing that the education you have received here gives you a solid foundation for the rest of your lives, and that if you persevere, and we know you will, good and important things will happen not only to you, but to people around you. Remember that your dreams, and most important, your character, founded on truth, will determine who you will become. Your character will be reflected most clearly in the courage you possess and the compassion you show for others. Now in our country and in the world, we need educated people who care not just about their families. Of course we care about our families, but we want to know that whatever we do in our society will have an impact in a positive way on the most vulnerable in our society, those children, those senior citizens, and people who may not have had the good fortune to go and get a master's or a PhD. And so be true to yourselves, graduates, and true in your relationships, and always work to inspire, to elevate others and the conversation. Graduates, we are so proud of you. You are now officially alumni of UMBC. You will always be connected to this, your home. Would you all rise and give them a standing ovation for who they are? Please remain standing, and we ask as we sing the alma mater that nobody move. It's very important that we respect ourselves and the alma mater, so please remain standing. I promise you we'll all be on the outside within 5 minutes, and you can hug your family members. Thank you all very much. A round of applause for the graduates. One more round of applause.
Strive
Will everyone kindly remain standing until the platform party, faculty and staff, and graduates have recessed? Family and friends are asked to meet the graduates outside of the arena. Congratulations, graduates, and enjoy the day.